mountains in the past week, making it the snowiest 4-month period since 1970. Yosemite National Park closed with 15 feet of snow.
ABC's Andrea Fujii. Trouble in the air and at some airports. In one incident, a man accused of checking a bag with an explosive device inside at the Allentown, Pennsylvania airport. The suspect due in court later today.
The charging documents, number one, they didn't say anything as to what his motive might have been for allegedly trying to sneak this explosive device onto the plane. But also the charges themselves are specifically for having that explosive at the airport, trying to get it through security. There's no charges, at least so far, as to some sort of greater plot or terrorism or motive in that regard.
ABC's Trevor Ault. Other scares in the air. 10 people hospitalized after a fire on board a Spirit Airlines flight diverted to Jacksonville last night, and severe turbulence sending 7 people to the hospital from a flight heading from Austin, Texas to Germany yesterday. Closing arguments by the defense today in the Alec Murdaugh trial in South Carolina. He's charged with killing his wife Maggie and son Paul.
The state says Murdaugh's motive for the murders was to cover up his financial crimes and gain public sympathy. But today, the defense is expected to argue the deaths of his wife and son got Murdaugh neither of those things. The defense today will also remind the jury that there's no physical evidence tying Murdaugh to the shootings.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert. A security upgrade after the deadly Michigan State University shootings last month. The school adding locks to more than 1,300 classroom doors by the fall. 3 students killed, 5 others wounded there before a gunman took his own life. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Diplomats from the world's biggest economies meeting at the G20 in India, including Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. And amid the rising tensions over Ukraine, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke briefly with Lavrov today. It's the first high-level meeting in months between Russia and the U.S. A senior U.S. official says Blinken told Lavrov that the U.S. would support Ukraine for as long as it takes and urged Russia to rejoin a nuclear weapons treaty. Anger in Greece over this week's deadly train crash as the death toll rises to 46 people.
Protests erupting in Greece, many arguing government agencies should be doing more to ensure rail passengers' safety. This comes after a passenger train crashed into a freight train. Emergency personnel still looking for survivors, combing through the remains of carriages that derailed and then caught fire. Officials are blaming the crash on a human error. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
Israel's prime minister upset with some protesters demonstrating against his plan to overhaul the country's court system. The demonstrators this week gathered outside a salon where Netanyahu's wife was getting her hair done. And Tesla getting ready for some steep price drops for its cars. CEO Elon Musk says there are plans in place to cut the cost of its next generation of vehicles by half. That could bring the cost of a new Tesla down to around $25,000. This is ABC News.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
Ends 4/15. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
We're all about saving every dime these days, aren't we? Stretching dollars is everything in today's households. Stop giving the big box stores all your hard-earned money. Stop at Jay's Discount Grocery on Oak Street in Forest City. Jay's has thousands of merchandise at incredible low prices. Fresh produce every week, your choice of top-quality meats, canned food, frozen favorites, ice cream, snack foods, cleaning products, dog food, and so much more. The big box stores only want your money. It's small-town folks like Rick that care about the little people, like you and me. Shop Jay's Discount Grocery, Monday through Wednesday, 8 to 7, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 till 8. EBT card and debit cards are welcome. That's Jay's Discount Grocery, 671 Oak Street, Forest City.
Still very comfortable for us the next couple of days with temperatures mainly in the low 70s today and tomorrow. It is going to be a bit unsettled, though, with early showers for us today and then some breaks into the afternoon. Again, tonight, scattered showers late with some patchy fog possible by early tomorrow morning. During the first half of our Friday, that's looking especially wet. We may see again some breaks into the afternoon, but just keep the umbrella handy the next day or so. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
We may get some breaks throughout the day today with rain for a little bit, not rain for a little bit, rain for a little bit, not rain for a little bit. Right now, looking out the door, it looks like it's not raining, so maybe some light mist. It was raining heavy a while ago, so we'll play that as it goes throughout the day today. Right now, we're 56 degrees, warming up to about 70 for a daytime high, and that chance of precipitation will make it maybe a quarter of an inch possible of rain throughout the day today. Mostly cloudy with rain again tonight around here with lows around 56. So it's going to be, but look forward to the weekend. The weekend looks pretty good for us. We'll have those death announcements right after the Bill O'Reilly morning update this morning. Let me update you on some things. Yesterday morning we mentioned the road over in Polk County, a large landslide caused that road to be blocked. It is now open, according to the latest results from Carolina News. The North Carolina Department of Transportation said the road in Polk County is back open after a large landslide shut it down yesterday morning. There were Howard Gap Road near the Indian Mountain Road west of Columbus and north of Tryon. They tell me the road now is passable, but traffic is moving slow in that vicinity. Well, you may have heard, and let's clear the air on this story. The Fox Carolina reported that Chase High School officials said they investigated a reported threat that circulated on social media Wednesday night. Officials said on Wednesday night law enforcement and school officials were made aware of a social media message threatening violence at a school identified as CCHS. According to officials, they are investigating the message's source. However, they don't believe it was related to Chase High School. They added that they think the message originated in another state last fall. Officials stated that no threat was reported to the administration or staff, and no messages or threatened violence were found written on a wall at the school or anything pertaining to it. As a precaution, the school will have extra law enforcement at the school today to ensure student safety. The Kevin Bradley, principal of Chase High School, sent out a letter about this also. He said earlier last night, law enforcement said and school officials were made aware of a social message threatening violence at a school identified as CCHS. This message has been broadly recirculated through our school community and across the community at large. School officials and law enforcement personnel appreciate all the calls, text, and tip line calls alerting us to this message and the potential threat it expresses. While we are investigating the original source of the message and its circulation within our own school community, we do not believe the message is at all connected to our school or poses any threat to students, employees, or visitors at Chase High School. All indications are that the message originated from another state last fall. I assure you that there was no threat reported to administration or staff at Chase High School, nor were there any messages of threatened violence found written on the wall at the school at all. At all times, the safety of our students is the top priority. We will continue to monitor social media activity, investigate real and potential threats, and take every step necessary to ensure a safe school environment. As is customary with this type of situation, we will have extra law enforcement presence at a school today. Tomorrow will be today, that no student feels unsafe. That's Kevin Bradley, principal of Chase High School. That's the downside of all the social media stuff that you find on there that people think because it's on social media it's the gospel, it's the truth. Weigh it out, folks, before you react to it. And if it's something you feel threatened by, report it, of course, but don't get bent out of shape because somebody says something on Facebook, because it's not always accurate. Here's Bill O'Reilly Morning Update.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, if you are a timeshare owner, you're probably upset that your yearly dues continue to increase. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and done in a specific time frame. They're the only company you can trust, having helped more than 18,000 owners legally and permanently get out. So please call Lone Star Transfer 855-551-7066 or visit LoneStarTransfer.com. On this Thursday, actor Bryan Cranston, the Breaking Bad guy, believes embracing the Make America Great Again slogan is racist. Mr. Breaking says America was never great for blacks, so wanting to make it great again is a false premise. And if you subscribe to that premise, you are insulting your fellow African American citizens. No, Bryan is not on drugs. He really believes that because in his showbiz world, that is standard issue. The bubble people in Los Angeles see skin color and gender as defining the USA. And if you don't see it that way, they don't want you around. I would like America to be great again because things are not going so well right now. We have a shaky economy and a horrendous cancel culture gone wild situation. Now, great is an overused word, but there are examples of how the United States has excelled all over the place. Here are a few. Defeating Hitler and Tojo in World War II, freeing tens of millions of people by collapsing the Soviet Union, crushing the jihad, accepting hundreds of millions of immigrants and providing opportunities for them to have far better lives than in their countries of birth, having the highest standard of living on the planet. So, America is a great country if you are a fair-minded person. But the American haters are not fair-minded. That is obvious. Back after this. No question, there is a concerted effort to intimidate and silence conservative thinkers and replace our God-given individual liberty with big government controls. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization in America. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits and all kinds of great content. Please stand with AMAC at amac.us. That's amac.us. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Now, with 13 minutes after 7 o'clock, I have these death announcements. Terry Williams, Jr., 62, of Rutherfordton, passed away Tuesday, February 28th, at hospice of the Carolina foothills. At Terry's request, no services will be held, and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is serving the family of Terry Williams, Jr. Charles V. Rollins, Sr., age 76, of Forest City, died February 26 at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. The family will be holding a memorial service on Saturday, March 4th at 2 o'clock at Crestview Baptist Church, South Church Street, Forest City. The family will receive friends in the foyer following the service, and Rutherford County Honor Guard will be providing military honors. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Charles V. Rawlings, Sr. Deborah K. Taylor, age 64, of King Street, died Saturday, February the 25th. The celebration of Deborah's life will be held 4 p.m. Saturday, March 4th at Crow's Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service for Deborah K. Taylor. Tracy Lee Simmons, age 51, of Rutherfordton, passed away Friday, February 24th at Atrium Health Carolinas Medical Center. The funeral service will be conducted at 2 o'clock Saturday, March 4th at Grace Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service at the church. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Tracy Lee Simmons. Mary Ann Smith Waters passed away Sunday, February 26th at Spartanburg Medical Center. A memorial service will be held Friday, March 3rd at 2 o'clock at Robert Morgan Rutherford Chapel, Fairhope Street, Forest City. Robert Morgan Rutherford Chapel of Forest City is serving the family of Mary Ann Smith Waters. Luke Garrett Alexander, age 22, died February 25th after a car accident. The family will receive friends from 1:30 until 2:50 p.m. Friday, March 3rd at Bible Tabernacle Church, U.S. 64 Rutherfordton. The funeral service will be at Bible Tabernacle Church at 3 o'clock Friday at March 3rd. Burial will be private. Mike Mahan's funeral home and cremation services in charge of the arrangements for Luke Garrett Alexander. Thomas Joseph Tom Burke, 74 of Hickory, died Tuesday at his home. Funeral arrangements are pending and will be announced by the Pageant A King Mortuary and Crematory. Again, that's Thomas Joseph Tom Burke. And those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For complete information on these and others, as they become available to us, you can hear those this morning at 11:30 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon Call Around the County newscast. Right now it's 16 minutes past 7.
Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice for over 50 years. Let's keep it going. Turn it up. This is 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB Rutherfordton.
For almost 45 years, unbelievable stories were told about a land that contained geysers, thermal pots, and according to one mountain man, a person could even catch and cook a fish in the same stream. In 1870, Congress granted money to Ferdinand Hayden to conduct a survey of Western territories. To get an unimpeachable record of what he saw, Hayden included a young photographer by the name of William Henry Jackson in his team of 34. Taking pictures in 1871 was not simple like today. The equipment weighed around 300 pounds. It comprised of bulky wet plate cameras, chemicals, fragile glass negatives, tripods, and a portable darkroom. Also, picture taking wasn't candid. It took about 45 minutes to set up the equipment and expose the negatives. One day, when taking pictures of the 132-foot Tower Falls, Jackson had to climb down the gorge with his camera, take a picture, cover the negative with a wet towel, then climb back up and develop it. In a whole day's work, he took only 5 pictures. Hayden presented Jackson's pictures and a 500-page report to Congress. Everyone now knew the stories brought back by the mountain men were true. Hayden lobbied Congress and President Grant to preserve this area, which, thank goodness, was done. But this isn't the end of the story. There was an artist who went on the expedition. He not only brought back the beauty of Yellowstone, it changed his life. The next time we're together, I'll have the story of this man. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Listening to the radio, driving in your car. Radio gets results. Radio is there no matter where you are. Radio gets results. When you need to get your message through, people really do listen to you. Coming through loud and clear, no matter what you're telling, no matter what you're selling, everyone will hear. Radio gets results. Radio gets results. Radio gets results. Radio gets results.
We are 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB Rutherfordton.
And we're checking in now with Lieutenant Lowry of the Sheriff's Department here in Rutherford County to find out what's been going on. Good morning, Lieutenant Lowry. How are you doing today?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Tell us what's going on over there.
In the past 24 hours, the Communications Center received 244 calls. The jail processed 9 arrests, and we currently have 183 in the jail. We have 0 incident reports, but we have quite a few arrest reports. For the arrest, we have Robin Moore of Forest City, charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor. Nathan Harrell of Forest City, charged with driving while license revoked, fictitious tag, and no liability insurance. Sherry Thompson of Spindale, charged with failure to appear. Cesar Velasquez of Forest City, charged with failure to appear. Tara Stillwell of Mooresboro, charged with failure to appear. Dwayne Lattimore of Forest City, charged with failure to appear. Eddie Littlejohn of Forest City, charged with failure to appear. Shadarick Simmons, charged with failure to appear. Ricketta Twitty of Rutherford, charged with assault and battery. Joshua Morrow of Forest City, charged with failure to appear on felony. Ashley Cole of Ballstick, charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor. Gary Gamble of Mooresboro, charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor. Adam Tipton of Mill Spring, charged with simulation of court process. I believe that was a child support warrant. Caitlin Baynard of Rutherford, charged with failure to appear on felony and failure to appear on misdemeanor. Claude Vickers of Forest City, charged with misdemeanor aid and abet. And Joshua Cuthbertson of Rutherford, charged with assault inflicting serious injury. And that's it.
Lieutenant Lowry, thank you very much for that report, and you be safe out there today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye. And we'll check with 911 Communication Center next.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
Here's Marie to tell us about the calls they received at 911 in the past 24 hours. Marie, good morning.
Good morning. In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County 911 Communication Center has processed 494 911 and administrative calls, which consisted of 45 for EMS. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department had 244. Forest City had 95. Lake Lure had 11. Rutherford had 62. Spindle had 37. For fire calls, Ellenborough responded to a motor vehicle accident. Forest City responded to a fire investigation. And Hudlow responded to a fire alarm. And that's all I have for the morning.
Thanks, Marie. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Well, a story in the papers around the news, television news, Vice detectives announced Wednesday one of the largest drug seizures in Rutherford County history. Authorities seized more than 6 pounds of fentanyl, nearly 9 pounds of marijuana, and $2,734.68 in cash from a Rutherfordton residence, according to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. Tuesday's seizure included 6 pounds of fentanyl pills, 6.6 ounces of cocaine, 8.9 pounds of marijuana, 13.93 grams of the drug known as ecstasy, 216 doses of units of oxycodone, 6 units of 2 milligrams handguns, and the cash, and a lot of cash. The drugs were found following a search at 334 Southers Road, Lot 1, Rutherfordton. Arrested was Tyan Sheehan Gray on charges of trafficking opium or heroin, trafficking Schedule 1 and Schedule 2, possession with intent to sell and deliver Schedule 3, maintaining a dwelling for controlled substance, possession with intent to sell and deliver marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a firearm by a felon. Gray was jailed under $1 million secured bond. Here's DeVern Upton now reporting from Boston. Good morning, DeVern.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Hope you are.
I am. Well, we have a temperature of 58 degrees here in Boston. Fire department had no calls. Food boxes will be given out at Washburn's Outreach today. They're off Piney Church Road from 9 to 12:30. Friday night fires revival starts at 6:30 this Friday. Be every Friday in March at Faith Baptist Church there in Forest City. The church is located on the little street down from the cement place there. And Pastor Brian Melton invites everyone out. Don't forget our bee supply store located here in Boston. If you need any bee supply items, go by it. It's there on Depot Street here in Boston. Hope everyone has a wonderful day.
You have a great day, too. I'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye. Well, Ruby and Chris Melton both out of pocket this morning. We didn't we had to skip them over this morning, but they'll be back in action pretty soon. We hope you'll continue giving us news from your vicinity. If you have those things happening, let us know about it. We'll follow up on it. 25 now past 7.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Now, Robbie Samuel is up next. He's of the Rutherfordton Fire District and also reported to us from Hudlow. Robbie, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good this morning, Jim. I hope you are.
I'm doing good. It's been raining over at your place this morning?
Yes, it has. It must have really done some raining through the night. I got a lot of water standing, it seems like, this morning running. I never heard it. I guess I slept through it, so I guess I was sleeping pretty good.
Yeah. I think it rained pretty hard. It was raining off and on when I got here this morning. Hardly raining at all when I pulled in, but then later I looked out, it's really pouring it down.
Yeah, it's sounds like we're going to get a good bit of it in the next 24 hours, I guess it sounds like.
I think so.
But, well, Jim, with the fire department, Hudlow responded to a fire alarm yesterday, and Rutherfordton responded to a medical call. And really, that's all I got to report on that. And just want Rutherfordton Fire Department is going to host a blood drive March the 8th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will be at the fire department. So get on to come and donate if you can. But other than that, Jim, I think that's all I got going on this morning.
All right. I appreciate you being there for us, and you have a great day. Be careful out there.
All right. You do as well, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. See you now.
Wayne's Lunchbox can satisfy the pickiest of eaters at lunch or dinner or supper, whatever you want to call it. You can enjoy salads, sandwiches, a limited meat and veggie menu at lunchtime, and then for supper, your choice of a meat and vegetables. And Wayne's will be serving breakfast for supper the first of each month. Call on Wayne's for any catering event that you may have, offering catering service, so stop by 391 East Main Street in Spindale. Call 828-395-2225. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 until 2, for supper, 3 until 7.
Sue Price is reporting from the Cherry Mountain Fire District. How you doing this morning, Sue?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing okay. Hope you are.
Yeah, yes, indeed. What's been going on over there?
Looks like we'll have another rainy day today.
Going to be a rainy one, I believe. Up and on all day.
Yeah. I think it rained most of the night, too. And let's see, I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries on Duncans Creek Church calendar or on my personal calendar. On Fairview's calendar, they've got Johnny McCurry, so I hope Johnny's going to have a good day. And so far, let's see, I have one announcement. Fairview Baptist Church will be having Spring Revival the 19th through the 22nd. Sunday night service begins at 6:30 and the Monday through Wednesday at 7 p.m. So everyone's invited. They're going to have a different speaker each night, I believe. So, and that's the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Thanks, Sue. Enjoy your day as well, and I will see you back here on Friday.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 7:29 and rain off and on this morning. Right now, our temperature reading on the thermometer is 56 degrees.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
You know, folks love to hear about this weekend. They wait for this anticipation of the big Cozy Home warehouse sale. Well, they're having one this weekend, Cozy Home Spring Warehouse Sale, Thursday, March 2nd, that's today, Friday, March 3rd, that's tomorrow, and Saturday, March the 4th, that is Saturday. Now, the hours today is 10 to 4, Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday 9 to 2. Tons of sheet sets to choose from. Beautiful Easter and spring pillows, throws, and assorted colors in designer towels, plush blankets, bathrobes, bed pillows, and even doggy beds. So plan on going sometime. Get your friends together or go alone. The Cozy Home Spring Warehouse Sale event. Now, folks come from all over the area. We come up from South Carolina to this big sale because it's always a big one. They're located at 181 Duke Street, Forest City, next to Henson Building Supplies. Check it out. Now here's Tina White reporting from up in Shingle Hollow. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. Talking about that Cozy Warehouse sale, I love to go to those. It's a perfect time to pick up, little gifts to have for people's birthday or to freshen up with the house with, new towels or
absolutely
sheets and comforters. They have everything you can think of related to house.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'll get to go this weekend. But happy Thursday to you. It's 56 degrees here in Shingle Hollow this morning. And the fire department was all quiet the past 24 hours. I have one birthday today, and it's on my personal calendar. It's my niece, Miss Teresa Earls Hudson. So happy birthday, Teresa. Hope you have a great day. Saturday, Thermal City Methodist Church, and I'm sure I heard Brenda Kelly announcing this too, but somebody had asked me to, so I'll go ahead and do it. This Saturday at 4 p.m., Thermal City Methodist Church is having their spaghetti dinner, salad, dessert, and drinks for $10, and it's a homemade spaghetti sauce, so it's real good. And then Bills Creek Community Center is having their corned beef and cabbage dinner. That's March 4th, starting at 4 p.m. for $20, and you get the corned beef and cabbage, dessert, veggies, and drink. And next week, starting March 6th through the 10th at 7 p.m., Pilgrim Way Baptist Church is having their spring revival. There will be a different preacher each night and special singing each night. So I plan on going over to Pilgrim Way Baptist Church for their spring revival. And that's all I have this morning.
We all need to be revived, don't we?
Yes, sir. I definitely need it.
Well, Tina, it's always a pleasure having you on with us, and I hope you're going to have a great day and be safe out there if you're traveling somewhere. Maybe roads may be slick.
They might be, because it sure has rained, hasn't it?
It has.
Everybody stay safe. God bless you.
See ya. Bye-bye. Tina White out of Shingle Holler. Hey, listen, now there's any number of places you can buy those seeds that you want to plant. Listen, go over to Washburn Store. They got a great selection. They get them in every year, right about now, and they wanted me to let you know that they're plenty. Now, you can buy them at some of these big old stores that's going to send money somewhere else. Buy them local. Shop Washburn Store. They're in the Washburn community. Buy your garden seeds. You find some work gloves while you're there when you're working out in the garden. You can find probably some sun hats to put over your head to keep the sun from blistering your face. It's a great place to shop, and it's local, and it's ours, and it's historically significant, and we're proud of them. Washburn General Store. Get your seeds over there, please. All right, Brenda Kelly, how you doing?
I'm just fine. How about yourself on this tremendous Thursday rainy morning?
Yes, it is, all of the above.
That's right. So you're doing okay?
I am indeed.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. And we hope everybody's having a good morning. This is a good morning just to get your book and sit back and read it.
That would be nice to do that.
Or get your puzzle and put it together. Or do some kind of word search or something.
Keep your mind occupied.
That's right. I try to keep mine occupied because if I don't, then it gets me in trouble.
Have you done a puzzle lately?
I put a puzzle together, let's see. 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe I forget what it was now, but I put one together, yeah. It don't take me long to do them.
How many pieces do you usually get?
Mine's usually 1,500 to 1,000. I put a Christmas puzzle together. That's what it was. But it was after Christmas. Somebody had given it to me, and I thought, well, I'll put this together. So I did, and it was pretty. And I passed it on to somebody. I don't remember who.
You know, I might try a puzzle after I retire and have a little time on my hands. I might try that.
There you go. It's just good mind therapy.
I just don't have the patience for those kind of things. But I may try to do that.
You got to learn how to be patient, Jim.
I've got to reprogram my mind and my motivation of the day.
That's exactly right.
Don't
You've
have
been
all these
busy all these years.
I've got to reprogram myself.
You've been busy all these years. You got to learn how to slow down. I got a bunch of word search puzzles for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I've been working on this one book, and I'm trying to finish it. And it's got 200 or 300 something, and it's all kind of different puzzles. It's numbers. It's missing vowels. It's word search, all kind of things. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah. Do you use the encyclopedia or a dictionary when you're doing this?
No, the answers are in the back, and I find where it's going, and then I check the back to make sure that's right, and most of the time mine's right.
Yep.
So.
That's good. That's good for you.
Yeah, it keeps your mind sharp. But let's see, I've got 52 degrees on the on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays, any anniversaries, and ways of announcements. Friday, March the 3rd, Junior Mills Learning Center, 6 p.m., soup meal, $6, 7 p.m., wiregrass, no admission, but they'll have a tip jar available for the band. And then Thermal City United Methodist Church at 301 Thermal City Road, Union Mills, spaghetti supper, Saturday, March the 4th, 4 p.m. until adults $10, children 5, under age 5 eat free, and they'll have takeout orders available also. And so far, that's all I got going on that I know of.
All right.
So I guess you better go check on Luther Sweet, man.
You stay happy today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm always happy. Catch you later.
See you. Bye-bye. Brenda Kelly reporting out of Union Mills. Our next stop is Ellensboro, North Carolina.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Luther Gilligan, top of the day to you, sir.
Rest of the day to you, too. It's a nice day and a little damp around the edges, but other than that, it's a great day down here.
Great day to be alive, isn't it?
It's quiet right now, not a whole lot going on. Well, I didn't have a whole lot going on. City Fire Department had one medical call last night. Had one accident somewhere about 3 o'clock this morning over on Pilgrim Church Road. But they just found the car, but wasn't nobody there, so they just got out and left it. And nothing else going on down here, so you have a great day up there. We'll see what happens today and tell you about it tomorrow.
Keep us posted. I appreciate it, and have a good one.
All right, take care.
All right, bye. Well, that leaves us time for birthdays and anniversaries. It's 20 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Birthdays and anniversaries for the second day of March, March 2nd. So call it in to us now at 287-3356, and we'll celebrate with you. Birthdays and might even get Lou to dance a jig for you on your birthday today if you called in to us at 287-3356.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
You know, if you're disabled and have difficulty getting in and out of the automobile and you need some groceries, call Drop In Family Mart there in Boston. They'll be glad to pick it up and bring it to your car for you. It's that kind of personal service. That's why they call it Family Drop In. They are family to you and family to me. They're located on Boston Sunshine Highway right across from the post office. They have personal service like nobody else and a deli like nobody else has got. And breakfast is being served right now. So if you're hungry, go get breakfast at the drop-in. If you're ready for lunch, they got those delicious Major League chicken tenders, potato wedges, pizza, beef dogs. You'll find the meat market in place there unlike any other you'll find. So get those steaks, pork chops, and roasts for the weekend. Maybe a filet mignon. Go check them out at the Drop-In. Bostic Sunshine Highway, Bostic. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Excuse me, you know me, I love to find where the good food is and tell you about it. Well, I found Granny B's sometime back, been a while ago, and when I started enjoying those subs every once in a while at lunchtime, I fell in love with that place. Not a big place, not fancy, but good food. And you'll find those delicious delis. You can fix it any way you want to. They got several choices. I'll look up on the board and say, I'll take number 3 or I'll take number 6 or maybe you want a combination. Either way, it's going to be done fresh every time at Granny B's there in Spindale. Happy birthday to Daniel Lane. Daniel Lane is 16. He goes to RS Central High School. I want to wish him a happy birthday. And may he have many, many more happy returns. Those of you celebrating and didn't call in, happy birthday anyway. We love to celebrate with you. So this is the second day. March is already full speed ahead now. Now stand by. We'll have Keys to Confident Living and take you down memory lane with some classic oldies.
Self-employment gives the individual the flexibility of being one's own timekeeper, but also the pressure of managing that time wisely. The temptation to sleep in, play too many rounds of golf, or spend excessive time surfing the web are all faced by nearly every self-employed person. How you master yourself and your time will be a major factor in the ultimate success of your work. Your work ethic will go a long way in winning a hearing from the people you serve. A lazy worker will be able to fool some of the people all of the time, but you cannot fool the hard-working, leadership-type people, the kind of people you need to build on. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man, is how the writer of the book of Proverbs warned the young men of his day. The lack of work leads to a lack of success, and also to poverty. There is no free lunch. Your work ethic is up to you. You cannot blame your parents, your boss, your spouse, or anyone else for what only you can control. If you were raised to work hard, thank the Lord. If you need to improve your work ethic, I encourage you
A man under arrest after investigators say he had an explosive device in his luggage going through airport security.
The object turned out to be a combination of flash powder and black powder wrapped in wax paper with a quick fuse. It was put into the liner of a checked suitcase that also contained a lighter, a can of butane, and a wireless drill with cordless batteries. The FBI said the powders are susceptible to ignite from heat, so there could have been a possible risk had the bag made it on board the Allegiant flight to Sanford, Florida. The passenger, Mark Muffley, is facing charges and due in court on Thursday.
ABC's Aaron Katersky also in court today, closing arguments in the Alec Murdaugh trial in South Carolina. He's charged with killing his wife Maggie and their son Paul, but denies any involvement.
I ask you to return a verdict of guilty against the defendant, Richard Alexander Murdaugh, for the murder of his wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul.
That's lead prosecutor Creighton Waters in his closing yesterday. Today, the defense delivers its closing. 13 California counties under a state of emergency due to the snow, piles of it from the mountains to the coast. Roads are blocked. Drivers, emergency crews, food and medicine deliveries are stuck.
Plowing is going to continue over the course of the next several days, upwards of a week, back into some of our communities. We need our residents to help take care of each other.
At San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors Chair Dawn Rowe, some areas around Lake Tahoe seeing 50 feet of snow. Chicago about to see changes at the top as violent crime in the city continues to spiral. Yesterday, a woman police officer was shot and killed on duty. The same day, Police Superintendent David Brown announced he's stepping down in 2 weeks. And Tuesday night, Mayor Lori Lightfoot lost her re-election bid, coming in third behind two others who'll face each other in a runoff election next month. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
The remains of more victims pulled from the wreckage in Greece of a passenger train and a freight train that slammed head-on into each other earlier this week. ABC's Marcus Moore is on the scene.
The death toll now at least 46, with search and recovery continuing through the night. Flames engulfing a number of the derailed cars, reaching temperatures of more than 2,000 degrees. The two trains reportedly hurtling towards each other on the exact same track for around 12 minutes before colliding at 11:12 p.m.
Across Greece today, strikes and protests over rail safety, and a rail station master is facing charges of manslaughter and negligence. A California couple now suing a fertility clinic after they say a serious mistake was made before their son was ever born. Jason and Melissa Diaz were trying to use IVF to avoid passing along a cancer gene to their child.
The lawsuit claims HRC Fertility told the couple they had stored a male embryo without the stomach cancer mutation. But months after giving birth, Melissa was shocked to see her newborn son's medical record revealing he did have the mutation. Doctors say the couple's son has more than an 80% chance of developing stomach cancer. To prevent it, he'll need surgery to remove his stomach at age 15, leading to a lifetime of complications.
ABC's Andrea Fujii. HRC Fertility says the Diaz family used another company for the genetic testing and counseling and had carried out the process according to the family's wishes. This is ABC News.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
We're going to track a few early showers for us today and then some breaks into the afternoon and evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Temperatures still very comfortable in the low 70s for us on this Thursday. Scattered showers tonight. Some patchy fog will fall into the upper 50s. Then rain likely, especially during the first half of tomorrow. I think we'll see some breaks into the afternoon. But overall, just make sure to keep the umbrella and the rain gear handy just in case. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
The sun is peeking out temporarily for a few minutes here on the grounds out here of WCAB Studios. It's 57 degrees and mostly cloudy with showers in the forecast with a chance of thunderstorms later on today, getting up to about 70 for our daytime high. And then tonight, mostly cloudy with lows around 56 degrees. Friday, 67, and Friday night looks like around 46. And it's going to be 64 on Sunday, 65 on Monday, and 67 on Tuesday. So we're getting fairly mild temperatures for the rest of the week. But this sun this morning is coming and going, rain and clouds in the sun, and clouds cover the sun. And here we are with cloudy skies again here at WCAB. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the third hour of the 3 hours of the morning wake-up call here at 100.9 FM, 590 AM. And we're happy to have you in with us for today. So fill that coffee cup up and let's go for it. Got several local stories of interest I want to tell you about, and I'll do that right after this.
We all sometimes need a towing service, bad weather, or you just get stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire, or even worse. Call on Tri-City Towing Services of Darrell Burnett. Towing services for big trucks as well as cars and SUVs. He has a rollback service to get you safely to a garage. With years of experience, you're in good hands with Tri-City Towing. Put this number in your phone, 828-305-7707. That's 305-7707. Have it handy when you need it. Remember the name, Tri-City Towing, 1101 West Main Street in Forest City.
Well, Vice detectives announced Wednesday one of the largest drug seizures in Rutherford County's history. Authorities seized more than 6 pounds of fentanyl, nearly 9 pounds of marijuana, and $2,734 in cash from a Rutherfordton residence, according to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. Tuesday's seizures included fentanyl, cocaine, marijuana, ecstasy, oxycodone, and handguns and cash. And the drugs were found following a search at 334 Southers Road, Lot 1, Rutherfordton, according to the Sheriff's Office. Arrested was Tyan Shee Gray on charges of trafficking opium or heroin, trafficking Schedule 1 and Schedule 2, possession with intent to sell and deliver Schedule 3, maintaining a dwelling for a controlled substance, possession with intent to sell and deliver marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a firearm by a felon. He was jailed under a secured bond of, $1 million. That's the kind of bond they would have set for these guys and gals. Meanwhile, according to an article in the Courier, 3 men already in jail received additional charges after it was learned they were still running a drug enterprise while incarcerated. Brennan Reese Allen, Demarion Washington, and Charles Allen Bramlett, all three already in jail for drug trafficking offense, received added charges. Allen was charged with trafficking opium or heroin and conspiring to sell a Schedule 1 controlled substance. Washington and Bramlett were each charged with conspiring to see a Schedule 1 controlled substance. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office reported this on Monday. The investigation found that the subjects were selling pressed fentanyl pills. Sheriff Aaron Ellenberg attributed the added charges to a new position, detention investigator, he created to root out crimes occurring inside the jail among the inmates. A new position he created. It's been very beneficial, Ellenberg said. As a result of the investigation that led to several hours of surveillance and numerous interviews, investigators seized 36 grams of pressed T-189 fentanyl pills from a residence in the Chase community. In another drug-related matter, also reported Monday, the Sheriff's Office said that a February 23rd traffic stop on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton led to a seizure of 24 grams, approximately 200 yellow T-189 pressed fentanyl pills. Arrested was Brianna Martin and she was charged with trafficking opium or heroin and jailed under $100,000 secured bond. I mentioned the other day, since everybody knows that fentanyl is a dangerous killer, and it can kill people almost instantly, anybody that's caught selling it ought to be charged with attempted murder. Because if we sell it to somebody and they take it and they die from it, is that not murder? Why can't we get those laws changed and make it more serious than just selling drugs? Make it attempted murder charges, something to that effect. Make it a little more serious on them. That's just me talking. I don't know. Meanwhile, down in Gaffney, 2 people are dead following a shooting Wednesday morning at the Timken plant in Gaffney. Cherokee County Coroner Dennis Fowler says Myra Davidson, 47, and Doc Theodore Roosevelt Hopper, 55, both of Gaffney, are dead following a murder-suicide shooting at the plant early Wednesday. The incident occurred in the parking lot at the Timken Company Gaffney bearing plant located at 100 Timken Road, where both victims were employed at 6:52 a.m. Witnesses reported Hopper arrived first and approached Davidson when she showed up a few minutes later. Hopper reportedly pulled a handgun and fired several shots toward Davidson and then turned the gun on himself. Both victims were transported from the scene by ambulance to Cherokee Medical Center, where they were pronounced dead. Family members of the victims said Hopper and Davidson worked the same shift as at Timken and had previously dated before breaking the relationship off. This is a tragic event witnessed by a number of employees as they were arriving for work. Our prayers are with them and the victim's family, Fowler said. Terrible, terrible. Well, several Chase High School and East Rutherford High School speech and debate students secured victories at a recent speech and debate tournament held at Audrey Kell High School in Charlotte. This was the last regular tournament before the Tar Heel Forensic League State Championship tournament. There were 225 competitors from 16 high schools across North Carolina and South Carolina at the Audrey Kell event. Winning single flights of debate were Veronica Chacon Hernandez and Morgan Ferris and Georgia Mitchell. Rose Barkley and Azalea Moss of Chase High accrued enough points to earn DSDA degree of honor. East Rutherford Executive Officer Zach Hops placed 8th overall in dramatic interpretation and 3rd overall in humorous interpretation. Rutherford County students will compete in the Tar Heel Forensic League State Championship Tournament March 4th and 5th. Congratulations to these students. It's good training. Being on your feet, speaking. Well, local leaders, including representatives from county and municipal government, community and nonprofit leaders, and the healthcare industry, continue their work formulating plans to use approximately $6 million the county will receive to combat the devastating effects of opioid drug abuse. Working as part of the Opioid Settlement Fund Strategic Planning Committee, led by Rutherford County Manager Steve Garrison, the group is now reviewing a guidance document that will outline in detail its work so far, along with guidelines and goals and next steps moving forward. The Rutherford County Commissioners began seeing the severe impacts of opioid abuse in Rutherford County more than 5 years ago. In 2017, they voted to sign an authority to represent McHugh Fuller Law Group, one of the nation's litigants, to pursue all civil remedies against those in the chain of distribution of prescription opioids responsible for the opioid epidemic, including the filing of a claim for public nuisance and abate the damage caused by the opioid epidemic. The litigation focused on both the manufacturers and wholesale distributors and the role in the national opioid epidemic. So hopefully they will all come to an agreement that it's a serious problem that we have here and do all they can do to make it work. A severe gap exists in Rutherford County when it comes to relapse prevention services. Local programming is also needed, which addresses generational traumas and generational cycles of destructive behavior. County leaders, including Garrison, are pleased that Rutherford County will be receiving these settlement funds. 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. More news from here and there coming up in just a moment.
Hungry? Lunchtime, dinner time, anytime is a good time to stop in at Gregory's Original Restaurant. Choose from fresh delicious burgers, fries, sandwiches, pasta dishes, fresh salads, grinders, and so much more. All orders are prepared fresh and to perfection. Open Monday through Friday, 11 till 9, Saturdays, noon till 9, closed on Sundays. Call in or carry out. 828-287-2171. Located in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton, and DoorDash delivery is available. Fast and friendly service. That's Gregory's Original Restaurant.
Well, there was a report, we mentioned this earlier, there was a report about a high school in Rutherford County being threatened, but absolutely was not Rutherford County schools. Well, let me give you the story reported from Channel 21 and also a letter from the principal there. Chase High School officials said they investigated a reported threat that circulated on social media Wednesday night. Officials said on Wednesday night, law enforcement and school officials were made aware of a social media message threatening violence at a school identified as CCHS. According to officials, they are investigating the message's source. However, they don't believe it was related to Chase High School. They added that they think the message originated in another state last fall. Officials stated that no threat was reported to the administration or staff, and no messages of threatened violence were found written on a wall at the school at all. As a precaution, the school has extra law enforcement at the school to ensure students are safe. Now, Kevin Bradley, the principal of Chase High School, sent out a notification to everyone that said earlier tonight, that would be last night, law enforcement and school officials were made aware of a social media message threatening violence at a school identified as capital CCHS. This message has been broadly recirculated through our school community and across the community at large. School officials and law enforcement personnel appreciate all the calls, texts, and tip line calls alerting us to this message and the potential threat it expresses. While we are investigating the original source of the message and its recirculation within our own school community, we do not believe the message is at all connected to our school or poses any threat to students, employees, or visitors at Chase High School. The letter goes on to say all indications are that the message originated from another state last fall. Mr. Bradley said, I assure you that there was no threat reported to administration or staff at Chase High School, nor were there any messages of threatened violence found written on a wall at the school. Tonight and at all times, the safety of our students is our top priority. We will continue to monitor social media activity, investigate real and potential threats, and take every step necessary to ensure a safe school environment. As is customary with this type of situation, we will have extra law enforcement presence at our school tomorrow, meaning this morning, so that no student feels unsafe. And that's from Kevin Bradley, the principal at Chase High School. More of that overreaction from someone who read something on Facebook or some platform that was not accurate, and they responded to it. We'll have the sheriff's report with Lieutenant Lowry coming up here in just a moment.
Matt Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Rutherfordton has been a family business since 1953, offering care, dignity, honor, and unique opportunities for families to create a healing moment after a loss. John McMahon and his fine staff bring experience coupled with perspective to help in paying tribute in a traditional or unique way. Call 287-4715 or visit online today at www.mattmahansfuneralhome.com. There, you can view current obituary information or pre-plan for yourself or loved ones. Matt Mahan's Funeral Home offers healing to the community through burial and cremation services, grief support, whether it's a funeral or a memorial service. Matt Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Services knows the importance of ceremony and will guide you in honoring the life and memories of your loved one. Call Matt Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Services today at 287-4715 or visit them at 249 South Main Street in Rutherfordton.
Well, it's good news for those of you who love to shop Cozy Home because that spring warehouse sale is underway. Started today. From 10 until 4 today, and then tomorrow from 10 until 4, and Saturday from 9 until 2 at the Cozy Warehouse sale. Tons of sheet sets, to choose from. Beautiful Easter and spring pillows and throws in assorted colors in designer towels, plush blankets, bathrobes, bed pillows, and even doggy beds. Don't forget dear old doggy. Mark your calendar for Cozy Home Spring Warehouse Sale event underway, started this morning. At 10 o'clock, it will start this morning at 10 o'clock. They're located at 181 Duke Street in Forest City, next to Henson Building Material. Now, one side of the aisle is blocked with some construction, so if you go in from the Henson side, you can get in. But if you go in on the other side, you can't get by. So go around to the Henson, what used to be former Fat Tracy's, go in that angle, and you can get into the store. They're doing something down the road. I'm not sure what it is they're doing, but they've been doing it for a while. So they got the traffic blocked on one end. But you can get to Cozy Home Realty's and just go around to the other side, there where Henson Building Material is, and just right there beside of them, you'll find Cozy Home Spring Warehouse Sale, and you'll want to take advantage of that big sale before it is all over and before all the good stuff's picked over. So get over there today. Well, Lieutenant Lowry gave us the report from the Sheriff's Department. We recorded it for broadcast at this time. Lieutenant?
In the past 24 hours, the Communications Center received 244 calls. The jail processed 9 arrests, and we currently have 183 in the jail. We have 0 incident reports, but we have quite a few arrest reports. For the arrest, we have Robin Moore of Forest City, charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor. Nathan Harrell of Forest City, charged with driving while license revoked, fictitious tag, and no liability insurance. Sherry Thompson of Spindale, charged with failure to appear. Cesar Velasquez of Forest City, charged with failure to appear. Tara Stillwell of Mooresboro, charged with failure to appear. Dwayne Lattimore of Forest City, charged with failure to appear. Eddie Littlejohn of Forest City, charged with failure to appear. Derek Simmons, charged with failure to appear. Ricketta Twitty of Rutherford, charged with assault and battery. Joshua Morrow of Forest City, charged with failure to appear on felony. Ashley Cole of Ballstick, charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor. Gary Gamble of Mooresboro, charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor. Adam Tipton of Mill Spring, charged with simulation of court process. I believe that was a child support warrant. Caitlin Baynard of Rutherford, charged with failure to appear on felony and failure to appear on misdemeanor. Claude Vickers of Forest City, charged with misdemeanor aid and abet. And Joshua Cuthbertson of Rutherford, charged with assault inflicting serious injury. And that's it.
Thank you, Lieutenant Lowry. The Rutherfordton police still looking for runaway Gracie Mull. And Gracie is a 17-year-old white female that stands 5'4", weighs about 100 pounds. She's known to change her hair color, and last known color is blue. She was last seen at 163 Tanner Street in Rutherfordton on the 24th of February. Gracie possibly is in the company of her mother, Kim Morgan Mull, Jennifer Hoyle, or Zachary Tavernia. If you have any information regarding the location of Gracie, please contact the Rutherfordton Police Department at 828-429-4108 or the Communications Center at 828-286-2911. Program note, the ACC has announced the dates for the ACC tournament. The tournament will be played in Greensboro for the 29th time. This venue holds a record for most ACC tournaments played. The dates of the tournament will be March 7th through the 11th, and the championship game will be played on the 11th. Now, we'll be carrying the Tar Heel games right now. As far as we know, that's the ones we'll be carrying, and we'll join the network the day the UNC airs. It could be a day or night game. We'll not be, don't know for sure yet. We'll get all the information to you. But if you are in business, would like to be a part of this vast audience of ACC fans and like to be one of our sponsors, just contact us here, and we'll be glad to make a package suitable for you and your budget. ACC tournament starting the 29th. No, it starts March the 7th through the 11th, and it'll be played all the exciting time. All the ACC teams will be in it, including the Tar Heels. We don't know how the matchup's going to be just yet, but we'll let you know that. And if you would certainly like to, we'd love to have you as a part of our broadcast team on sponsoring that ACC tournament with the Tar Heels right here. Going to take a little pause for the calls and update you on some sports news coming up here in just a few moments. Then a couple other things to talk with you about when we get back, and then I'll take a little break, take you down memory lane with some classic oldies and get ready for My Great America with Jim and Butch and a special guest this morning. We'll have on the program all the way from New York City. We'll find out who that is. Coming up here in just a few moments. Right now, here's our sports update.
NCN Sports, I'm Nate Saunders. The Carolina Panthers have made no secret about their plans to address their unstable quarterback situation again this offseason. Team officials have already met with free agent quarterback Derek Carr and 6 draft-eligible quarterbacks. Alabama's Bryce Young, Kentucky's Will Lewis, Ohio State's C.J. Stroud, Tennessee's Hendon Hooker, TCU's Max Duggan, and Florida's Anthony Richardson this week in Indianapolis. The Panthers have the 9th overall pick in the NFL draft. The team must now decide whether to sign Carr, who turns 32 this month, or draft a young quarterback, or perhaps both. It was a productive night for the Suns' newest forward against the Hornets, AP correspondent Dave Ferry reports.
Kevin Durant made his Suns debut and helped them end the Hornets' 5-game winning streak, 105-91. Durant scored 23 points on 10 of 15 shooting in the wire-to-wire win.
I always feel like I got to prove myself to my teammates and my coaches every day, no matter what I've done in the league. So, I feel like it's pressure on me to be who I am every day.
He was playing for the first time in 7 weeks since suffering a knee injury while with the Nets. Devin Booker dropped in 37 points, while DeAndre Ayton added 16 with 16 rebounds in the Suns' 7th win in 10 games. Kelly Oubre Jr. led the Hornets with 26 points, and Terry Rozier added 20. I'm Dave Ferry.
The Vegas Golden Knights once again gave up a third-period lead, and the difference this time is they responded and won. Riley Smith scored off a pass from Michael Amadio with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left to give the Knights a 3-2 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes Wednesday night. And Aaron Rodgers says he'll make a decision on his future soon enough as the 4-time MVP quarterback ponders whether to play next season and if his future remains with the Green Bay Packers. The 39-year-old Rodgers discussed his future while speaking on an episode of the Aubrey Marcus podcast. He spent much of the 1.5-hour conversation describing his recent isolation retreat in which he said he spent 4 days alone in a dark room. I'm Nate Saunders, NCN Sports.
Are you considering a backup generator for your home and tired of being told it'll be several months for delivery? Alternative Power has hundreds of units in stock and can have your generator installed in a matter of weeks, not months. A Generac automatic standby generator from Alternative Power guards your home against blackouts caused by weather of all types. Prepare your home now with a Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power, North Carolina's Generac experts. See more at alternativepower.com.
Getting older and wiser is a part of life. But like all things, aging has its challenges, and it's often hard to know where to turn for answers. Listen to the AARP Without Limits podcast to get the best information to navigate the challenges of aging in North Carolina. Learn how to live your best life after 50. You can find the latest episodes of AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Liverpool boosted its chances of getting back in the Champions League qualification places in the Premier League by beating Wolverhampton 2-0 thanks to second-half goals by Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. Liverpool climbed to 6th and is now 6 points behind fourth-place Tottenham with a game in hand. Van Dijk stooped to head in across from Diogo Jota from close range in the 73rd minute before Salah bundled the ball into the net after Costa Tsimikas surged forward from the left back to provide the center. It was Salah's 127th Premier League goal for Liverpool. That's one short of Robbie Fowler's club record tally in the competition. Tonight in college basketball, it's tournament time. NC Central against South Carolina State. They'll tip off at 7:30. And today, App State faces South Alabama at 12:30. I'm Nate Saunders, NCN Sports.
We're going to track a few early showers for us today and then some breaks into the afternoon and evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Temperature still very comfortable in the low 70s for us on this Thursday. Scattered showers tonight. Some patchy fog will fall into the upper 50s. Then rain likely, especially during the first half of tomorrow. I think we'll see some breaks into the afternoon. But overall, just make sure to keep the umbrella and the rain gear handy just in case. I'm meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the Weather Center.
And it is what it is. What it is 57 degrees on the outside. Cloudy right now. We had a sun peeking through earlier. We had rain earlier. Now we have clouds again, so it's going to be that kind of day. We'll see. Looks like maybe throughout today, precipitation is about 80%, and new precipitation amounts possibly up to 1/4 of an inch is possible, but it's may start raining again. And rain tonight as well. About a 70% chance of rain tonight, and some rain tomorrow as well, and possibly some thunderstorms throughout that period of time. So we got all of that: sun, clouds, rain, thunderstorms. All we don't have is snow yet. It's 8:30. Got some things to talk about here in just a minute, and also some little fun stuff here in just a few moments. But let's do this first. We're all about saving every dime these days, aren't we? Stretching dollars is everything in today's households. Stop giving the big box stores all your hard-earned money. Stop at Jay's Discount Grocery on Oak Street in Forest City. Jay's has thousands of merchandise at incredible low prices. Fresh produce every week, your choice of top-quality meats, canned food, frozen favorites, ice cream, snack foods, cleaning products, dog food, and so much more. The big box stores only want your money. It's small-town folks like Rick that care about the little people, like you and me. Shop Jay's Discount Grocery Monday through Wednesday, 8 to 7, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 till 8. EBT card and debit cards are welcome. That's Jay's Discount Grocery, 671 Oak Street, Forest City. Thought it'd be fun to look at this book. I think Todd and I did some of these some years ago. Matter of fact, Todd might have given me this book. I'm not really sure, but it's Why Do We Say It? Stories behind the word, expressions, and the cliches we use. For instance, how did the voice box of the throat come to be called an Adam's apple? Well, the term is an allusion to the story of the Garden of Eden. Supposedly a piece of the forbidden fruit stuck in Adam's throat and created his Adam's apple, but women have them too. So that's probably not the case. Here, how did addled come to mean a person lacking in wit? He's kind of addled. Well, addled comes from the Anglo-Saxon word for filth. An addled egg is a rotten egg, one which will not hatch and so perform his normal function. From an addled egg, we get the whole idea of a person who is unable to perform his normal function being addled. What is the reason that we say that something that we do not like goes against the grain? I don't know. That goes against the grain. Well, the allusion here is to the carpenter who tries to use his plane against the grain of a board. Instead of smoothing the board down, he roughs it up. So, too, anything which goes against the grain roughs it up. So that's probably where that all came from. There was another here I wanted to share with you. Why is a divorcee's pension called alimony? Because it's her bread and butter. The word comes from the Latin alimonia, meaning nourishment. Yeah. Does the word allspice mean the seasoning is a combination of all spices? No, allspice is a kind of pimento dried and ground. It gets its name from the fact that it tastes like a mixture of nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon. Why do we call the college which we attend our alma mater? I've always wondered that. Well, that's my alma mater. Because this Latin phrase literally means nursing or nourishing mother, since colleges and other institutions of learning are supposed to nourish the minds of their students, and the term is applied to them. So now you know. Where does the word aloof get its meaning? Well, he's a little bit aloof. From sailing, a strong onshore breeze may blow a sailing ship onto coastal rocks. To keep clear, the helmsman must hold the vessel into the wind. The nautical term luff means to the windward, thus to hold a luff, or as we say, aloof, means to keep clear. Why do we call our ABCs the alphabet? You ever wondered that? Because the two terms are exactly the same. The Greek alphabet begins with the letters alpha and beta, which alphabet. Likewise, Alberdia, a name for school primers, takes its name from the first four letters of the alphabet. How did a non-entity come to be called an also-ran? You've heard that politics sometimes. This term comes from the sporting pages of newspapers. In a horse race, Those entries which do not finish near the van are listed under the terse ending also ran. Who gave the name Amazon to strong masculine women? You've heard that expression, I bet you. Not so much anymore because everything has to be politically correct. But the name Amazon came from the Greeks. The word literally means without a breast. It refers to the Grecian story of a nation of warlike women in Asia Minor. These women were such determined warriors that they burned off their right breasts in order to better draw a bow. So now you know. All right, let's see what. Amen. What's the real meaning of amen? Amen. Amen. Well, amen is generally accepted as meaning so be it. But in the Hebrew language from whence it comes, amen literally means truly. When we use the word at the end of a prayer or hymn, we assert its truth and sincerity. Amen is also the last word in the Bible. How did the Amen Corner get its name? Some of you in the country churches remember Amen Corner. He said in the Amen Corner. Well, it started in England, though today the term refers to the section of a revival meeting where the approving sit and signify their approval by interjecting frequent amens. It originally meant the end of a street in London. On Corpus Christi Day, the priests went in procession to St. Paul's Cathedral, reciting the Lord's Prayer in Latin as they walked along. The prayer begins Pater Noster, and so the street was called Pater Nostero. When they got to the end of the prayer, they were at the end of the street, and they turned the corner, Amen Corner. As the priest turned down the lane, they began chanting their Ave Maria, or Hail Mary, and so the lane was called Ave Maria Lane. Let's see, what else here? Here's a one. What is the reason we use the phrase upset his apple cart to mean disaster? Well, that upset his apple cart. Well, the meaning apple cart referred to is the human body. Ever since Adam was banished from Eden, man has carried the apple, that is the original sin, within himself. And so to upset a man's apple cart is to upset not only what he is trying to do, but the man himself. Why is the loved one called the apple of the eye? Oh, she's such an apple of my eye. Well, the apple of the eye is correctly the pupil, and the term apple probably is a corruption of a pupil, although people originally thought the pupil of the eye was a little round ball like an apple. In any event, the allusion is to the image of the adored person, so filling the pupil of the eye that nothing else can be seen. Let's see. Flipping over here, let's see what else we got. How did an assassin get that name? He's an assassin. In the year 1090 A.D., Hassan ibn al-Sabah formed a secret Mohammedan sect in Persia, which during the Crusades terrorized the Christians by its sympathetic secret murders. These murders were committed by members of the band while under the influence of hashish, and the Arabian word for hashish eaten is hashbashan. The ruler of this order of assassins had absolute power over all members and was called the Old Man of the Mountain, possibly from the fact that he made his headquarters on Mount Lebanon. Remember the term AWOL? It's a military term, I think, and people slip away. AWOL, what does that mean? Well, since before the Civil War, this term has been used in the Army to signify absent without official leave. Confederate soldiers caught while AWOL were made to walk about the camp carrying a sign bearing those letters, AWOL. Why is the college degree called a bachelor's degree? I've always wondered that. Well, because originally a bachelor was a soldier not old enough or rich enough to lead his retainers into battle under his own banner. Therefore, the word meant a person of inferior rank. It was applied to the college degree in order to differentiate it from the higher degree of doctor. Got his bachelor's degree. Let's see what else we got. Why do we use the term take a back seat when referring to a lesser position? Because those members of the British Parliament who belong to the majority party take front seats. Those who are in the minority take a back seat, either their own accord or because they're told to do so. Where did we get the expression, bringing home the bacon? Well, I'm going to bring home the bacon. Well, from country fairs. It was once the practice at fairs to grease a pig and let him loose among a number of blindfolded contestants. The man who successfully caught the greased pig could keep it, and so, of course, bring home the bacon. How did 13 come be called a baker's dozen? In the early days in England, the price of bread was fixed by law. This law allowed hucksters to get 13 batches of bread for the price of 12. The 13th batch was their profit. Let's see what else we got here. Where did we get the term bankrupt? From Italy, where money changers once placed the money they had to lend on a bench called a banca. If one of these money changers was unable to continue in business, his counter was destroyed and so became a bancarata, since rata means broken. Because of this practice, the term was applied to money changers himself, so he was said to be a bancarata or bankrupt. How did the barber get that name, a barber? You go to a barber? At first, the barber only trimmed the beards and let the other hair alone, and the Latin word for beard is barba. When beards were shaved off and hair began to be trimmed, the barber altered his work somewhat, but kept the same name as the barber. You ever heard the expression, well, he's barking up the wrong tree? What's the origin of that expression, barking up the wrong tree? The allusion is to dogs trained to hunt raccoons and opossums and to leave the scent of other animals alone. They will occasionally pick up the scent of a calumet and tree it. When the hunters finally catch up with the pack, they find the dogs barking up the wrong tree. Oh, that's probably enough. That's probably enough. Fun stories in here. I thought it might be fun to share some of those with you, but let me see here. Maybe one more. Kit and caboodle. Have you heard of that term, kit and caboodle? What is the origin of the expression whole kit and caboodle? Well, the Dutch word bodel means effects, what a person owns. Robbers, especially housebreakers, adopted the term, calling whatever they stole boodle. They carried the burglar's tool in a kit. If they were able to enter a house, gather up everything valuable, and make a clean escape, they said they had gotten away with kit and boodle. In time, the phrase was shortened to caboodle, the CH standing for the kit. Then the kit was reintroduced into the phrase, probably for emphasis, kit and caboodle. A lot of fun stuff in here. Okay. So younger people won't know what this is, but some of you seasoned people will understand what a jukebox is. Remember jukebox? That's where you used to play a lot of these oldies. Put a quarter in, you play a song on the jukebox. Well, the more ecstatic religious revival meetings in the South produce a sort of frenzy characterized by rhythmic jumps and jerks. When in such a state, a person is said to juke from a combination of the two words. Dancers under the stimulation of extremely hot music will likewise juke. Music that produces this state is juke music. And so, since the coin machine phonograph specializes in this type of music, it's called the jukebox. I'll be back in just a moment.
There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117. Robbins Painting Carpet has become the friend of folks who do their own work around the house and friends of the professional. Robbins Painting Carpet is the home of Benjamin Moore premium quality paint. It goes on easy the first time, every time. So save yourself some time with Benjamin Moore. Robbins provides expert help and advice to make every project a success. Call on the team at Robbins Painting Carpet and Floor Covering, 245-8801. Hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. They're located at 206 Commercial Drive in Forest City.
All right, one quick story, then I'm going to take a little break here, get ready for My Great America with Jim and Butch coming up at the top of the hour. Recently, we've talked about this in several shows in the past about this woke thing that's going on out there and about how men pretend to be women so they can play on the women's team or compete with women in the Olympics and be on the swim team as a woman when they're really men. Well, recently a girls' basketball team in Vermont made the decision to forfeit their playoff game against a team with a transgender opponent. The safety and fairness concerns raised by the school are valid and should not be dismissed. This is up in Vermont. Firstly, it is important to note that the decision was not made out of hate or any disinterest toward the transgender community. Rather, it was made in order to ensure all the safety of all players involved. As stated by the school's athletic director, we have girls who are 12 and 14 years old who are uncomfortable. It's understandable that females, when it comes to sports, it's a matter of biology. Allowing a transgender athlete who is born male to compete against females will give them an unfair advantage. This is not only unfair to the other players on the court, but also goes against the principles of fair competition. It is important to note that this decision was not taken lightly by the school. They consulted with legal counsel and even reached out to state officials for guidance before ultimately deciding to forfeit. This shows that they were taking this issue seriously and trying to find a solution that will work for everyone involved. In conclusion, while some may criticize Mid-Vermont Christian School for their decision to forfeit their playoffs games, I believe they made the right choice. The safety and fairness concerns raised by the school should not be ignored and dismissed as discriminatory. We've got to do better than this and find a way to ensure that all athletes can compete in a safe and fair environment. If we need to create a transgender league, then do it. We can't go on pretending that it's acceptable for biological males to play against biological females in this matter. It just doesn't make sense. So if you want transgenders to play, form a transgender league and put them out there on the court or on the field or whatever they're doing and let them compete as transgenders, not a man who is biologically a man trying to compete with a woman. There's no way is that fair. But yet the blind folks of wokeness cannot see and understand that that's not fair. They whatever they want to do, and it's hard for me to understand as a male. I've been a boy or a man all my life. Never have wanted to be a female. Never have pretended to be one. But I have a hard time understanding how a man would want to play and compete with the girls, knowing that he has the muscles and stamina and created differently than a woman, and yet he wants to try to win a medal or a ribbon competing with the women. The women are trained and skilled in their area, but their body structure, their strength, it's not like a man's. But why would it not be embarrassing for a man to compete with a woman and say, hey, I won? And you look around and see these ladies who are not near as athletic. They're not here is their strength's not what a man's is. I don't understand it, but then I'm from the old school. All right, folks, I'm going to step away, get ready for my Great America. Hear my phone buzzing behind me. Who knows what? That might be the president calling, asking me something. I'll take that call here in just a minute. But we'll be back at 9:05 this morning with my Great America with Jim. But meanwhile, a little relaxing music as we get ready for that.